internet highway no eso aye piso na so de editie na edi ehwe na ye de som CGHTV vote wo Facebook and YouTube www.cghtv.com enso website meeting esi janwa dazin.
See beyond personal interest and work together for the common good of our nation. Bless us with innovative ideas and practical strategies to curb illegal mining and restore the balance in our environment. Fill our heart with compassion for those impacted by this issue. Inspire us to create opportunities for legitimate livelihood and sustainable development in mining communities. Ya Ghafoor Rahim, the most forgiving, the most merciful Lord, forgive us for any negligence of exploitation of your resources that may have contributed to this problem. Guide us towards a future where we manage your bounty with responsibility and care for the generations to come. We ask you to grant success to this dialogue and to make it a turning point in the fight against illegal mining in Ghana. May our effort be a source of healing for our land and reflection of your divine justice. We thank you, Allah, for listening to our prayers. Allahumma ij'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that solemn word of prayer, Sheikh Mohammed Isaka. We're grateful. This is a time where we've been going to see and listen carefully to a poem that has been prepared by one of the pupils of the University Basic School. She's been preparing for a while, and she's here to recite a poem. Can you get ready, please? The microphones don't want the little girl to recite her poem. That's sad, but she's very ready. She's the name of Daniela Akoto Safo, a pupil, and she has a poem entitled Illegal Mining. Daniela, I know you're ready. Relax and enjoy us, okay? Roll it.
Daniela Foswankasa Koto Safo is my name, a Basic 4 student in UNE Basic. I am here to recite a poem on Galamsey. In Ghana's land, a tale is told of Galamsey, a practice of old, a search for gold, a quest for wealth. But at what cost? A story of stealth. Rivers once pure, now murky and gray. Trees fell, lands degraded day by day. Communities suffer, health declines as mercury and lead pollute the lives. Children, schools abandoned too as they join the quest with dreams anew. But little would they know the harm they will face, a future uncertain, dangerous pace. The environment cries, people plead for a stop to Galamsey, a new creed, sustainable mining, a way to go to preserve the land for all to know. Let's join hands to end this plight and bring back life to Ghana's life. Thank you.
Another round of applause to do for the little girl. Thank you so much, Daniela. You can be seated. That's a beautiful poem. The little one. When things are put into poems, they carry a weightier meaning because poems are spontaneous. They are from the heart. Thank you so much, Daniela. The Vice President would want to say a thank you in a very special way. And there's another on the way coming before the Vice President speaks, so he must be getting ready for that one too. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. And of course, as we are gathered, we have the landlord of the house to welcome the dignitaries. And so we have the welcome address now to be delivered by the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Elvis Asarabediako. Professor, we are all ears.
Income Investment Fund present, members of Governing Council, University of Energy and Natural Resources, Vice Chancellors of sister universities present, CEOs, faculty, staff and students of the university, chiefs and traditional leaders, members of the mining industry, metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives present, members of the diplomatic corps online and present, invited guests, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm honored to extend a warm welcome to you for the third annual transformational dialogue on small-scale mining. This year's theme focuses on mapping our nation's mining vision and the future of illegal mining. This topic has garnered global attention, featuring prominently in written publications, electronic media, and speeches conveyed through allegories, idioms, and insinuations. The increasing demand for critical minerals has sparked an unexpected rush for new sites for mineral resource investment and procurement. Africa and Asia are particularly targeted destinations for supplies, primarily comprising developing nations. Your Excellency, the University of Energy and Natural Resources, guided by its own wisdom and mandate, has chosen to initiate discussions aimed at addressing an impending threat on the horizon. What is this looming danger? While industrialized nations worldwide are actively strategizing through conferences, webinars, seminars, and conventions on how to optimize their investment in Africa, in Africa's mineral resource development sector, the clouds looming over African countries, with the exception of South Africa, signify that we are ill-prepared, lacking in strategy and vulnerable to economic exploitation. While developed nations are focused on developing, refining, and advancing strategies to strengthen their mining sector partnership with us, we seem to be dragging our feet in leveraging our opportunities. We miss the chance to drive our economic development and industrialization using our mineral resources after colonial rules. Over the past 70 years, there has been a revolution in global economic growth, but not everyone has benefited. More than 65% of the world's population, over 4 billion people, still live on less than $4 per capita. What even worse is that the world's poorest people are disproportionately concentrated in mineral resource-rich Africa, often deprived of opportunities to improve their situations. These are the challenges of the first stage. Those were our initial opportunities. Your Excellency, the emergence of increasing global demand for critical minerals alongside precious metals and minerals signals the rise of the second page opportunities. Critical minerals are poised to become even more crucial as the world strives to enhance energy security and domestic industrial resilience. In this current era of prioritizing renewable and sustainable energy conservation, consumption, and production, the University of Energy and Natural Resources holds unparalleled relevance. Once again, our soils and rocks are prime target to meet this global demand. However, significant questions loom. How are we preparing to seize these second page opportunities? Are we addressing poverty, hunger, joblessness, unequal opportunities, irresponsible consumption and production, and land degradation? Hence, the overarching objective of this year's multi-stakeholder dialogue is to spark discussion on developing our country's mining vision. This initiative aims to ensure that Ghana's mineral wealth contributes to sustainable development and fosters enduring prosperity. Your Excellency, in May 1995, The World Bank organized an international roundtable meeting with the primary objectives of tackling illegal mining and tapping into the potential of artisanal and small-scale mining on a global scale. Approximately 80 invited delegates from 25 countries worldwide represented in the roundtable discussion. These delegates comprised representatives from various stakeholders, including multinational agencies, government, non-government organizations, and both large and small-scale mining industries. Your Excellency, whilst earlier international conferences have touched upon artisanal and small-scale mining as parts of the small mine subsector, the May 1995 roundtable marked the first occasion where the specific issues of artisanal and small-scale mining were addressed exclusively. As a result, 4 fundamental questions arose. These questions remain unanswered, and their relevance persists today, just as it did in the past. This enduring relevance stems from the fact that the mineral resource-rich developing countries, including Ghana, have yet to discover solutions that definitely address these questions and lay them to rest permanently. The questions are: 1. How can artisanal and small-scale mining be carried out safely in an environmentally accepted manner? 2. How can the subsector contribute to economic progress? And lastly, what technical, financial, and regulatory measures will be required to achieve progress? Your Excellency, in May 2008, African ministers responsible for the mineral resource development sector of their respective countries convened in Addis Ababa under auspices of the African Union in collaboration with the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and the African Development Bank. The purpose of the meeting was to address the challenges facing the African mining sector and chart a path forward. The outcome of this gathering was a proposal presented to the African Union for the establishment of the African Mining Vision. In February 2009, heads of state from member countries of the African Union met and endorsed the pioneering proposal from the ministers, leading to the establishment of the African Mining Vision. The implementation plan of the African Mining Vision calls for all member countries to develop their own country-specific mining visions aligned with the overarching African Mining Vision. Fast forward 15 years, Ghana has a minerals and mining policy in place, predating the conception of the African Mining Vision. However, Ghana has yet to formulate its own mining vision, despite the passage of time. Your Excellency, the University of Energy and Natural Resources holds a vested interest in this matter due to its mandate of enhancing the natural resource sector to drive sustainable development across all sectors of the economy. This is achieved through human resource capacity development, research, and outreach initiatives. Of particular concern is artisanal and small-scale mining as part of our mandate involves devising strategies for poverty alleviation. Despite the relative prosperity of some artisanal and small-scale miners compared to their fellow citizens, the communities in which they operate often remain impoverished. This reality is not unique to artisanal and small-scale mining communities alone. It is also extend to the host communities of many large-scale mining operations. Your Excellency, therefore, I anticipate that this year's consultative dialogue will play a crucial role in shaping a positive equitable, and competitive mining vision for our dear nation. I firmly believe that such a vision will enable us to maximize the benefit derived from our mineral resources. However, I am aware that the success of Ghana's country's mining vision hinges largely on achieving national consensus on its underlying principles, goals, and strategies. Hence, I extend a warm invitation to all stakeholders to join hands with us in accomplishing this significant milestone. With a country mining vision in place and diligently executed, I envision that by 2030, Ghana's mineral sector will be a modern, diversified, efficient, and attractive. Our country mining vision will complement the implementation of the African mining vision by fostering an enabling environment for the attainment of desired outcome. I specifically call upon the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Minerals Income Investment Fund, Minerals Commission, and the Ghana Chamber of Mines to collaborate closely with our School of Mines and advance this national agenda. It is evident within our context that mining is indispensable for meeting the needs and aspirations of both current and future generations. The sector will play a pivotal role in positioning Ghana as the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and to do business. Your Excellency, in today's global market landscape, academia has a crucial role to play in addressing various risks and seizing opportunities. One primary rationale applicable across industries is for academia to leverage its inherent comparative advantage in society. As Milton Friedman famously articulated, the business of business is business. However, I said unequivocally that in today's business world, research, science, and technology transfer and human capital development are central. In developing countries, companies often fail to achieve the scale or leverage they are capable of due to market failures and governance deficiencies. This challenge is particularly pronounced in the artisanal and small-scale mining subsector. Therefore, it is imperative to pay more deliberate attention to unlocking their full potential. I would like to reassure our artisanal and small-scale miners that the University of Energy and Natural Resources can play various roles tailored to your industrial needs, depending on your specific business model, how you engage with us, and the context in which you operate. However, it is crucial to underscore that academia cannot support illegal mining. We have a responsibility to ensure that illegal mining becomes a thing of the past. Thus, the University of Energy and Natural Resources is strategically positioned itself to fulfill its mandate amidst the challenges facing the world's natural resource development and governance. This is being achieved through the establishment of relevant schools and departments. Currently, the university consists of 9 specialized schools: School of Energy, School of Natural Resources, School of Engineering, School of Arts and Social Sciences, School of Sciences, School of Agriculture and Technology, School of Geoscience, and School of Mines and Built Environment. The School of Mines and Built Environment is a temporary amalgamation of the School of Built Environment and the School of Sustainable Minerals and Mines. Your Excellency, our strategy outlines our plan to fulfill our mandate by enhancing domestic capability. This strategy aims to generate new knowledge, jobs, wealth, and investment attraction, whilst also playing a pivotal role in addressing critical national challenges in resource development. We recognize that achieving these goals necessitate close collaboration with government, industry, and other stakeholders in the energy and natural resource sectors. Through strategic partnership, we aim to establish our School of Mines as a leader in skill development and to continue conducting cutting-edge research and innovations in exploration, mining, refining, and recycling. This approach will not only create employment opportunities and stimulate economic growth, but also safeguard communities and the natural environment. To this end, the school has introduced several academic programs of national significance, including sustainable mining, both bachelor and undergraduate up to PhD, urban mining, development minerals, sustainable land management, and land degradation neutrality. Several other programs of critical national relevance are awaiting accreditation by Ghana Tertiary Accreditation Commission. However, our primary challenge lies in obtaining financial clearance to recruit the necessary staff for research and teaching. Therefore, we appeal to His Excellency the Vice President to expedite the process of securing additional clearance slot for the university to fully realize its mandate. I think we need more. From the gold and bauxite that have historically positioned Ghana at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution to the critical minerals essential for the new green Industrial Revolution, the University of Energy and Natural Resources is poised to become a key player in the global race for critical minerals. This strategy will contribute to establishing more secure, resilient supply chain necessary for a clean, safe, and prosperous future. In summary, Your Excellency, this year's program will span 3 consecutive days and feature 6 panel discussion and interactive sessions. The panels will cover various sub-themes, including setting the context, dimension, and principle for Ghana mining vision, brainstorming the aspiration and ambition of Ghana mining vision, models for financing small-scale mining in Ghana, structural frameworks for the development and adoption of Ghana mining vision, providing sustainable support for the realization of Ghana mining vision, and 6, functional roles and responsibility of stakeholders in a sustainable Ghana mining vision. Panelists will include reps from parliamentary select committees, regulatory bodies, the House of Chiefs, mining bodies, communities, civil society organizations, academia, trade union, professional bodies, and financial institutions. At the conclusion of the deliberation, a communique will be issued and a comprehensive report will be disseminated to all relevant parties. Our major challenge lies in following up and providing feedback for effective implementation of action areas. We seek the collaboration of all stakeholders, particularly government agencies, to ensure success. With your kind permission, we'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, including the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Precious Minerals Marketing Company of Ghana, the Mineral Development Fund, Minerals Income Investment Fund, and the Mineral Commission. We express special gratitude to the Mineral Commission for their consistent support and active participation. Lastly, we extend our thanks to all participating organizations and individuals for their engagement in this critical consultative process for our country's mining vision development. Your Excellency, I'm grateful for your audience and warmly welcome you to the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Regrettably, we lack a suitable auditorium to host you on campus, and existing structures need some finishing to be able to host a program such as this. Therefore, I humbly appeal for your assistance in facilitating the construction of a modern auditorium that benefit our investees' potential. Ready for your next visit as the President of the Republic of Ghana. We sincerely appreciate your invaluable gesture in prioritizing this invitation amid your busy schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Vice Chancellor of the University. If the guest is one of significance, the welcome address is a culture on its own. So thank you very much for welcoming the Vice President of the country, Professor. Thank you very much. Next on the program is one speaking for the CEO of Minerals Income Investment Fund, MIF, in the person of Dr. Ken Abrakwa. Doctor, we have... And right after that, we'll be waiting to listen to the speech of the day, that of the Vice President. But before then, let's enjoy this one.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia, Chairman of the University Governing Council, Professor Kwesi Isiajaba, the Bono Regional Minister, Honorable Justina Owusu-Banahene, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Elvis Asari Bediakon, Nananom, the Vice Chancellor, Nananom, staff and students, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. As we come together to examine the enormous potential found in the small-scale mining sector and the critical role that strategic investment can play in realizing its full potential, it is an honor for me to address you today on behalf of the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Income Investment Fund, Mr. Edward Nanaya Okrantin. Your Excellency, I will go straight to a point because I've been told that we don't have too much time. So let me quickly turn to three strategic areas that the Minerals Income Investment Fund is focusing to leverage opportunities for investment towards harnessing potentials of the small-scale mining subsector in Ghana. The first the Minerals Income Investment Fund is doing is a small-scale mining incubation program. Your Excellency, the small-scale mining subsector has seen the influx of foreigners financing small-scale miners in exchange for discounted gold. Now, this structure has directly and indirectly caused negative impacts on the gold ecosystem of Ghana and overall economy, mainly on loss of revenue and environmental degradation. Now again, the sector is challenged with weak mining practices, lack of corporate governance and inadequate succession planning, the lack of working capital, mining machinery, and guaranteed offtake or markets. Based on these challenges, the government, through the operations of MIF, believes in a holistic review and support for small-scale mining companies in the sector to access global gold trading markets. The rationale of the small-scale mining incubation program is to invest between $1 million to $5 million in each entity and as many licensed small-scale mining companies with defined resources to grow and develop into responsible and sustainable mid-tier or world-class junior mining operators. The investment support will be in the form of equipment and machinery, provision of corporate governance support in line with ESG principles, and ensure provision of markets through MIF's Gold Trade Desk, among others. MIF will provide fixed and moving equipment to these selected entities. The equipment include processing plants, water treatment facilities, office complexes, winch and shaft, gas plants for power production, dump trucks, excavators, payloaders, vehicles, among others. MIF will also ensure a readily available market for their production and provide a traceability mechanism to ensure responsible mining and safe custody of the gold. Your Excellency, This initiative will be executed under a rigorous process through both legal and technical due diligences after application through the portal on the MIF's website. Now, to de-risk this project, MIF, in collaboration with experienced industrial practitioners and UMAT, would undertake an initial preliminary economic assessment at the site of selected entities. Now, this PEA includes exploration drilling or pitting to determine the estimated resources underneath the ground. Mine plan designs to allow exploitations of the reserve in a safe, economic, and environmentally responsible manner, and metallurgical tests to determine if commercial level extraction and processing can be done economically. The incubation strategy would also involve investing in mineral value delivery chain with the assistance of stakeholders. An evaluation and monitoring structure shall be put in place which would ensure the integrity of the process. The second is leveraging the local mining support service. Now, after we are done with the small-scale mining incubation, we need to leverage the local support service. MIF wants to take advantage of the mining ecosystem by leveraging on the entire mineral value chain. The regulations in the mining law consolidate existing local content requirements under Ghanaian mining laws and regulations and introduce additional requirements. There is a need to build both local, technical, and capital capacity for institutions looking to participate in the local content mining support service value chain. The Minerals Commission estimates receipt from mineral revenues and investments to hit $10 billion this year. Your Excellency, MIF has engaged the Ghana Stock Exchange and other private equity or venture capital funds to explore co-investment opportunities with mining support services that require access to capital to invest in the equipment needed to take advantage of the gap. MIF intends to fund and support local SMEs to become major providers of services to blue-chip mining companies with big budgets. These services include contract mining for small-scale operations that would include mining and processing of the ore, reclamation, vegetation, management of mining operations, haulage, fuel supply, etc. The last point is the gold-backed exchange-traded funds, or the ETF. MIF is focused on a risk-adjusted return to provide stability to our portfolios for sustainable wealth creation. We therefore believe that MIF as a strategic institution of government can also play a significant role in using a portion of our base receipts from the mining sector to develop mining-linked products and implement measures for macroeconomic stability in line with the third objective of the fund, which is to develop and implement measures to reduce the budgetary exposure of the Republic to minerals income fluctuations. Your Excellency, the MIF responsibly mined gold-backed exchange-traded funds will be structured with gold as the principal underlying asset, for which the security will track the price of gold. Now, investors in the MIF Gold ETF will have the opportunity to, or option, to redeem their investment in physical gold at certain quantities from the fund's appointed vault. Your Excellency, in conclusion, the government through the Minerals Income Investment Fund is leveraging in the opportunities in the small-scale mining sector by implementing the small-scale mining incubation program with a budget of $60 million at the initial stage through 4 main pillars. The first is to support with capital and equipment. Second, support with corporate governance structures and ensure mining is done under ESG principles. The third is support with market accessibility. The fourth is to aid in capacity building. Your Excellency, we can usher in a new chapter for small-scale mining in the country. So let's seize it with courage and conviction. Let's harness the power of investment to realize this important industry enormous potential. Therefore, we can create a future in which small-scale mining not only generates income, but acts as a catalyst for positive change, bringing opportunities and hope to underprivileged people while promoting sustainable development for future generations. I thank you.
The applause can be louder, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, I'd like to draw your attention to some of the persons who are here gathered this afternoon. And I'll do so very, very quickly so we can get through the rest of the event. We do have with us, and I'm doing the introductions in no particular order, Professor Kwesi Nsia Jabba is the Council Chairman, University for Energy and Natural Resources. Let's welcome him. Honorable Justina Owusu Banahene is the Bono Regional Minister. Of course, we have already heard from the Vice Chancellor, Professor Elvis Asare Bediakon. The Registrar is Dr. Mrs. Georgina Esi Owusu. Dr. Kennedy Abrakwa is Head of Business. Of course, again, I have to reiterate the fact that I'm doing these introductions in no particular order. We have the Honorable Barbara Otin Jesse, Board Chair, Minerals Commission. Let's give her a round of applause. It's also instructive to note that Honorable Barbara Otin Jesse, especially for the females, the young girls who are here, she has seen it all in politics. She's been an MP, she's been a deputy minister, and she has been a substantive minister. A round of applause to Honorable Barbara Otin Jesse as well. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, also accompanying the Vice President to this event, the Honorable Salifu Said, the former Northern Regional Minister. You can be sure, this is his nickname. Thank you very much. Honorable Paul Chumberima, MP for Doma East, is here with us. Honorable Kwesi Ameyao, Chairman, MP, Sunyani East, here with us. Honorable Ignatius Bafo, Minister for Labor and Employment, and is also the MP for Sunyani West. Dr. Gideon Bwako, a spokesperson for the Vice President and parliamentary candidate for Tano North. He's here with us. Mr. John Bodu is CEO of SIGA, a former General Secretary of the NPP. Engineer Kwabna Eje Ejapong, Senior Aide to the Vice President, but also a former General Secretary of the NPP. So I was just waiting for you to sit so I can remind the Gen Zs who are here that at some point in time, you were also a TV presenter and a football commentator. Let's give him a round of applause right there. Thank you so very much. Mr. Fred Owari, Senior Advisor to the Vice President. Uncle Fred Owari, veteran politician, we are very, very grateful to you. And a young man who is in Parliament right now, and he's been in Parliament for a number of years, actually. Dr. Ayu Efriye, MP for Ifijase Asokore, is here with us. Thank you very much. Mr. Stephen Intim is the National Chairman, New Patriotic Party. We have Honorable Albert Chia. He is the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice here with us. We are grateful. Mr. Kwabena Bafo Abronya is the Regional Chairman, MPP. Lawyer Obri Buahe is a member of the Vice President's campaign team. We also have with us here Lawyer Ben Abdallah. Lawyer Abdallah is the Financial Officer, Zongo Development Fund. He is also one time a Deputy Minister for Tourism. Thank you very much. Mr. Ujo Frimpong. Let's give a round of applause. Journalist, now politician. All right. Your Excellency, I'm also happy to announce to you that we've been joined by very many traditional rulers here from the Bono traditional area, and we are very, very grateful to all of you for coming. The security services and agencies are here, the military, the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Fire Service, the Ghana Immigration Service are all here. Your Excellency, I'm also happy to announce to you that one of the leading journalists in Ghana today, a few years ago, who was also selected actually as the Journalist of the Year, Samson Ladi Ayenini, having seen the importance of this event, has joined us right there. Thank you so very much. We'll be subsequently introducing others as the event unfolds. But to let you know, a young lady stepped forward to
to recite a poem, and she impressed the Vice President so much that he offered her something. Your Excellency, I'm a poet as well. I just, Your Excellency, there was a time that they asked people to recite poems and that we should rhyme. If you could rhyme, you would get an award. I thought and thought and thought, but I wanted to win the award. So I came up with a rhyme scheme. I said, and that was during the early days of the MPP, when, during former President Kufuor's era, when he introduced HIPIC. So the only rhyme that could come into my mind was HIPIC. So I wanted words that could rhyme with HIPIC. So I said, oh, Ghana, we are HIPIC. So tomorrow, we'll go for picnic. It didn't make sense, but I won the award. But, ladies and gentlemen, but on this note, I'm about to introduce a young lady who will then introduce the Vice President and invite him to speak to us. This lady is a young lady called Marilyn Ishen. Marilyn Ishen, over to you. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Ago. Ghana man, muntie. Bono ni ahafoman, muntie. Akunini ni abramponwa amweshiaha, muntie. Na Ghana man peni abediechi, okunini Dr. Bawumia mampu city share, Rebecca Sa. Okunini Yamuakwaba, Eba University of Energy and Natural Resources. Onim the four Nyansa ama Ghana fonim de aefa abefa disian konkan. Ghana disian for dawase. Wa ho brasie, we jumaden, no kasa pa. Na mo akunya se obepre adishman Ghana abenja kase. Okunini kasa. Yaya so pa itie mapa wa baba no de prayer mpe. Ye mo akwaba.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The ministers of state here present, members of parliament, Nananum, chairman and members of the University Governing Council, chairman and board members of the Minerals Commission, the vice chancellor of the University of Energy and Natural Resources, my good friend Professor Elvis Asari Bediako, vice chancellors of sister universities, faculty and senior and junior members, the mining industry players, the Minerals Income and Investment Fund, MIF, the national chairman and executive council of the MPP, the regional chairman of the MPP, MMDCs, members of state security agencies, staff, students, the media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you today to take stock and look ahead on the subject area that is very dear to our collective hearts and interest, the mining sector. During the past few weeks, premiered by my Vision lecture at the University of Professional Studies in Accra, I outlined some solutions capable of addressing the myriads of issues in our mining sector. I've remained consistent on this as I began my community engagement tours. And I'm glad to have another opportunity at this prestigious forum to shed more light on the vision. Ladies and gentlemen, broadly speaking, natural resources play a central role in the development and progress of any country. Over the years, in spite of some major gains in the management of this sector, Ghana has faced challenges in effectively managing these resources. To ensure sustainability and prosperity for all. Achieving sustainable land and natural resource management is crucial to the achievement of the continued growth and prosperity program of the government. Mining, particularly small-scale mining, as we have come to know, has become a parallel enterprise to the ever-changing face of mining in Ghana and globally. While the world has become more accustomed to conventional mining and found ways to streamline it, we continue to make the wrong headlines in this sector. The world's natural resources continue to come under severe stress due to the effects of unregulated and harmful mining practices, and Ghana hasn't been spared that. The government of President Akufo-Addo, since coming into office, has had to deal with the harsh realities of regulating the sector. With it has come attendant problems, especially in the light of the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey. We cannot continue to pretend the fight has been won. Indeed, we have barely scratched the surface, and I'm committed to doing more to keep our other very precious minerals, resources that spar with mining, like water bodies, safe for all. Our solemn pledge as a government is to ensure we stay consistent with this pledge and harness existing potential to reap the full benefits of building a very resolute, small-scale mining sector that will be admired not only in the sub-region but globally. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a progressive mining sector, small-scale mining sector, should be a collective and shared interest. As climate change continues to bite and show off, and the world's natural resources come under immense pressure, we have just one job, and that is to harness the full benefits of small-scale mining and build systems and structures that encourage responsible mining. The theme for this third annual edition of Charting Our Country's Mining Vision and the Future of Illegal Mining perfectly reflects how we should tackle this head-on. We need to chart a new course and put a whole new approach to small-scale mining. It gives me great joy to inform you that while a lot of work has been done in this sector by the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, more is in the works. Going forward, we need to be more pragmatic with our approach to small-scale mining and prioritize it in a manner that is progressive and modern. We shall build on existing gains and forge ahead to exciting opportunities for growth. There are many opportunities in the small-scale mining sector, but by and large, we seem to focus more on the problems rather than trying to build on the opportunities that allow us to deal with the problems. Our overriding objectives, ladies and gentlemen, is to develop our natural resource endowment in minerals, forests, and lands in a manner that benefits our people, drives our economy, and positions the mining and natural resources sector as a major growth pillar of the Ghanaian economy over the next few years. We have been working hard at a framework that is holistic and in tune with the existing challenges in the sector. Some of the unique challenges are confronted with in this sector as a country include inadequate linkages between the mining sector and the rest of the economy, limited diversification of the mining sector, and lack of proper management of artisan and small-scale mining, especially galamsey. Frequent conflicts between mining communities and mining companies, increasing encroachment of reserved forests for farming and mining, inadequate job creation opportunities in the sector, the need to review of land administration and acquisition processes, as well as an urgent need for digitalization of land records. We have also identified the need for support and investment in small-scale mining, and also finally, but not the least, lack of institutional capacity. These challenges that I have just enumerated negatively affect the competitiveness of Ghana's minerals and mining sector. To effectively address this, we shall consider a number of policy recommendations and initiatives, and I will share some with you today, while we put the comprehensive package that I will present in our manifesto. Strategically, these considerations will have to be relevant and central to local and national interests, must be proven technically and feasible financially, and most importantly, sit well with the institutional capacities necessary for effective implementation. We are committed to these, and we will do them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the African Union has set Agenda 2063 as her blueprint and master plan for transforming Africa into a global powerhouse of the future. Agenda 2063 is Africa's strategic framework that aims to engender inclusive, sustainable development and self-determination through her natural resource endowments. That is the determination to prioritize inclusive social and economic development. But this cannot be achieved and sustained if individual countries do not first position themselves towards economic emancipation by leveraging their rich natural resource endowment optimally. To do this arises the need for all individual countries, including Ghana, to envision a long-term natural capital and resource development trajectory, revise and adapt their natural resource development agenda to align with ongoing structural transformations, changing global context of investment opportunities in areas such as growing demand for mineral resources, as well as the relegation of fossil fuel consumption and production. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana has played key roles in the design, drafting, and implementation of the Agenda 2063 of the African Union. Therefore, Ghana must be a role model for the rest of Africa to emulate and reckon with. By the grace of God, come 7th January 2025, I will sincerely embrace a need for multi-stakeholder consultation to identify priority areas, set specific targets, define strategies and policy measures that we require to regenerate and implement our consensual vision for the mining sector. This multi-stakeholder consultation, I am hopeful, shall present an opportunity for all key stakeholders at the community level, local, regional, and national level to make significant inputs to expected objectives, outcomes, scope, framework, and dimensions to the initial steps for the drafting and development of the long-awaited Ghana mining vision. Today's forum, ladies and gentlemen, brings stakeholders together to outline the strategies required to ensure availability of resources and capacities in the implementation of the Ghana country mining vision. We are set to understand, plan, and assign responsibilities to all stakeholders in the development and implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of the Ghana mining vision. And I have, for clarity, I have been engaged in many consultations as we speak with various sector players in the mining industry to get to understand and come up with the policies that we are going to do. So this stakeholder consultation is ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, my vision and strategy for this sector shall encompass 12 broad areas, including capacity, asset enhancement portfolio, fiscal portfolios, gender equity, environmental, social, governance, technology and digitalization, communities and communications, value addition and chain linkages, recycling, and critical minerals in no chronological order. Ladies and gentlemen, let us note that we recall that the need for a well-structured and properly managed mining sector at the country level is encapsulated in the African Union's Africa Mining Vision, which calls for the transparent, equitable, and optimal exploitation of mineral resources to underpin broad-based sustainable growth and socioeconomic development. Ghana has very rich natural resources, as we all know. That is a given. In fact, if you look at gold, for example, the Geological Survey Department tells us that we have 7 gold belts that start from Axim, Winneba, all the way through Laura, Nangoti. Very rich gold belts. But about 50% of this has not been really explored. And what we are yet to explore is about 23,000 square kilometers. That's huge, like when you think about it. And the Geological Survey Department estimates that in what is yet to be explored, we have about an estimate of about 5 billion ounces of gold in that area. 5 billion ounces. Now, 5 billion ounces of gold then means, today's price is about 10 trillion US dollars. That's very, very huge for any country. And so it is very, very important that we start thinking about a new strategy, a paradigm shift, a way to make sure Ghana benefits from our natural resources. And I'm just using gold as an example. So we need to empower to get a hold and keep control of our resources. We need to empower our Geological Survey Department as well as our universities such as UNER and UMAT to help us in exploration. That is where we first need to go. We need to provide the resources. And so we are going to start with this program in terms of changing the paradigm to maximize our natural resources, starting in 2025, with a lot of investment in exploration. If you explore and find, then you keep control. But if somebody else goes to find, then you don't have control. So we want to find, and this is why we are going to give the resources to the universities, to the Geological Survey Department to go in and do the exploration. So that is very key. That is very, very key. Once we find the resources, then my proposal is that the concessions that will be given in the areas that we find should be to Ghanaians. 100% ownership of these resources by Ghanaians. I believe that our institutions, our small-scale miners, whatever, can raise sufficient resources. Once the resources are proven reserves, MIF can structure financing, and I also want to build a minerals development bank to support the mining. So they will work with MIF to support miners. I'm not worried that our miners are small scale. That is not the problem. They are small scale, but they can become medium scale and large scale if we support them and they mine responsibly. So I want us to explore, our universities and the Geological Survey Department to explore, and let us focus on helping the miners, moving them away from the water bodies, and designating particular areas where we have found gold, and we give them the opportunity to do responsible mining in those areas. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we should convert some of the abandoned shafts of the big mining companies into community mining schemes. Charting a new mining vision will require that we collaborate with the large mining companies and come to the point where we are able to have conversations around converting these abandoned shafts into community mining schemes. Community mining schemes create a lot of employment. As I said, we will be able to also prioritize the Geological Survey Department and our universities to provide them the needed resources. We will also involve our traditional leaders. This is a very key point. We haven't done that adequately. And if we want to formalize the small-scale sector, but to be able to do so, to license them, the district mining committees can provide the licenses, but they will have to do so together with the traditional rulers on whose lands these are taking place. We also want to, as I said, in collaboration with the relevant state institutions like MIF, PMMC, MINCOM, Bank of Ghana, the private sector, and others, we want to establish a minerals development bank to finance viable local mineral projects and to in a bid to mitigate foreign financing of local mining projects, which leads to heavy smuggling of the produce afterwards. We will also, ladies and gentlemen, adequately resource the PMMC to establish more gold buying centers at such markets and mine gates to mop up all the gold mined by small-scale miners. We want all of these gold mined by small-scale miners to enter Ghana's gold reserves. So we will insist on sustainable and responsible mining so that we can buy this gold and put them as part of our reserves. We will also establish an equipment pool to support small-scale mining activities. For example, I mean, if you look at the tailings that the miners have, when they extract the gold at the moment, for the small-scale miners, because of the lack of technology, the appropriate machinery, because of the lack of that, they only get about 30 to a maximum 40% of the gold out of the tailings that they have. But if we give them the right machinery, which we have, then they will be able to extract at least 90% of the gold from those same tailings. So this issue of what we are going to do is also to provide common user facilities, gold processing facilities at these community mines and make them accessible to small-scale miners so that you can bring your tailings in to the small-scale, to the common user facilities and extract your gold. Once you extract your gold, you can sell it to the Bank of Ghana or PMMC, and then you get your money and go your way. And I think these common user processing facilities will also be important. Additionally, we shall establish community environmental protection assistance working under MINCOM and EPA with water wardens and local authorities to augment the safeguarding of our environment and water bodies. We are also going to train, and it's very important, the capacity building, training and orientation of the miners. Training and constant orientation is central to all of this, and we will, through the municipal and local agencies, mining and corporate stakeholders, conduct training for small-scale miners by instituting capacity-building programs in partnership with universities such as UNAIR, UMAT, KNUST, and so on. These training sessions will help in effective management and passing on of knowledge to the small-scale mining firms to ensure responsible mining and strict adherence to health and safety procedures. Curriculum on the mining at schools. We shall introduce a curriculum for all schools to study some basics of mining, so that especially so that you can, there are minerals all over this country, and we need to get our people a bit more involved. And we'll look at how to do this, but it may be very, very important for us to introduce a curriculum in our schools so that our children know about mining and responsible mining, reclamation, and so on. We need to also, in order to ensure compliance with mining regulations and also provide jobs for our mining engineering students, we will encourage small-scale miners to engage the services of at least a mining engineer, as it is done in the pharmaceutical and insurance industries. Because it doesn't make sense that you are operating a whole mine and you don't have a mining engineer to give you proper guidance in this thing. So we want to formalize, as I said, the small-scale mining sector, provide licenses, and once you are able to formalize and they operate according to their licenses, then the era of seizure and burning of excavators will no longer pertain, and it will be history. We will also register all small-scale miners under the Ghana Small-Scale Miners Association. Every miner will be registered with their Ghana card so that we have unique identification of all miners. Then, as I said, we'll encourage all the gold to be sold to the government and proceed across. Ladies and gentlemen, central to all of this is Ghana's critical mineral strategy, which defines the value chain from exploration to recycling, indicating the government's efforts in each chain and how we can tap into the necessary benefit as a people. So these are some of the areas that we want to touch on and empower and regulate, empower the miners as well as regulate them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the overarching objectives of all these policies are to usher Ghana into a golden age for the maximization of the benefits from our natural resources, like gold, lithium, bauxite, and so on, through value addition. We should get away from just mining and shipping out. You don't get much value from just mining and shipping out the raw materials. The value is in the processing of the raw materials. It's in adding value. It's in the refining. And we are going to insist that these minerals that we are producing should be refined in Ghana before we take them out. That has to be policy so that we can go forward in that direction. Through these bold policies, we want to raise our total mining contribution to GDP and significantly increase or enhance income to government from all mining and related activities. While at it, we will continue to develop policies and stimulate investment activities and our potential in strategic critical minerals. We have to dream big. This is a land of possibilities. When we say it is possible, every sector, including the mining sector, should see and feel the possibilities. Our overarching goal for building a robust small-scale mining sector is to become a leading player in Africa across several value chains with primary and refined products, while exporting high value-added downstream products. We don't want small-scale miners to be miners that we are chasing all over the place. We want small-scale miners to be responsible miners who become also very rich miners because we have empowered them and they are contributing to job creation and taxes and our increase in our foreign exchange reserves and our gold reserves. One of the things that really shocked me when I looked at Ghana's gold reserves when we came into office, our gold reserves were 8.7 tons of gold. 8.7. Now you look at a country like the USA, they have about 8,000 tons of gold. We, the gold producer, one of the world's leading gold producers, we have 8.7. You look at the UK and France and so on, they have 2,000, 3,000 tons of gold. We, the leading gold producer, have 8.7. That tells you there's something wrong. And this is why I asked the Bank of Ghana to start a gold purchase program. From independence to 2017, we had 8.7. Just from 2017, in fact, it wasn't in 2017, but around 2019 that they started trying to buy gold. Today, we have 32 tons from 8.7 in just a few years. So, and we haven't yet gone into serious business on this matter. Once we redefine the architecture and empower the small-scale miners, we are going to change our fortunes. We are going to change our gold reserves, and we will really increase job creation. So, ladies and gentlemen, in doing this, we would have worked toward driving world-class sustainability with stringent plans for community engagement and local content, streamlining an environmental, social, and governance reporting requirements, while ensuring a balanced and sustainable approach to responsible mining, such that our forest reserves and river bodies are adequately protected against wanton exploitation. I believe, quite frankly, that when we formalize and regularize and regulate the small-scale mining partners, they will become effective partners of government in checking illegal mining. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, charting our country's mining vision in the small-scale mining sector isn't going to be won on a platter of regular talk shop. We will need to be more aggressive. Sustainable small-scale mining, if done well, holds the key, a very important key to national development. If we are able to do this together, we would have succeeded in mitigating the negative impacts of illegal mining and reaping the full benefits thereof. It is possible. Thank you for your attention. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
All right, thank you very much. Another round of applause and appreciation for the Vice President's remarks. And I particularly think that representatives of universities here, as well as university students here, you must be very excited because of what has been said about universities and mining. Another round of applause for the Vice President, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, on a very light note, as a journalist, anytime I've had to report on political events or when a politician is speaking and I'm listening and writing down my notes, there are certain phrases or words that I look out for. In the absence of those phrases and words, then you know that everything the politician has told you is possible. In the absence of those, in the presence, once the politician uses those phrases and words, you can have reason to doubt what you have been told. Now, what are these phrases? When a politician is speaking to you and he says, it is in the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen, you have reason to doubt. When a politician speaks to you and says, plans are far advanced, please, you take it with a pinch of salt. When a politician talks to you especially and tells you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, there's no tunnel at all. We've listened to our Vice President. He didn't say it was in the pipeline. He didn't say plans were far advanced. Neither did he tell us that there was light at the end of the tunnel. Indeed, he showed us light at the end of the tunnel. Let's give him another round of applause. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Co-MC. It means that in the foreseeable future, it's possible for us to look back with dignity and say that our rivers do not flow anymore with color, but they are colorless. That is the future all of us seek to achieve, and we thank you very much, Vice President, for those fine comments. It's now time for us to say a thank you, and something that it's a time now to say thank you, and thank you is very special for us as Africans. And you know that in every African language, there is something unique about the thank you, different from the way the white man, the English language, says it. So it's about time for us to listen to a thank you from the Registrar of our University. But before that, I'd like to just give us some linguistics about thank you in 2 African languages, so you can envision what that means in your language, why it is important as part of our programs as votes of thanks, wherever you go. If you take the Akan word midasi, for example, the linguistics is that the one giving the thanks says that he is under the one he is thanking. And the one being thanked says that, no, you are not under me. Giving the one thank an elevation over the one saying thank you. And that is what we have right here today. I would not like to take word out of the mouth of our registrar. So we invite the registrar, Dr. Georgina Mrs. Asi Osu.
Hello, good evening to you all. Your Excellency, Alhaji Dr. Bawumia, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party. Honorable, Your Excellency, kindly permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Thank you very much. William Atwood, an American motivational writer, once said, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it out." As we draw the curtains on the opening of the 3rd annual Transformational Dialogue organized by the University of Energy and Natural Resources, it is with great pleasure and heart